my name is Ryan Cam, and I finally watched Before Midnight. This is the concluding chapter in the Before trilogy, co-written and directed by Richard Linklater and starring Ethan Hawke and Julie Delpy. This movie was released in 2013. Jesse and Celine are back. This time around, they are married and they have twin daughters. At the time of this movie's beginning, they are wrapping up a summer vacation on the Peloponnesian coast in Greece. And, well, through a combination of Jesse trying to figure out how to get closer to his son with his first wife, and Celine having difficulties in her career, well, let's just say the question arises, is happily ever after truly a thing? I took the advice of a comment from Cinerom, I hope he is watching this, and not looking up anything related to this movie before watching it. I took that advice, and I am glad that I did. This has often been regarded as the weakest of the Before trilogy, and I can definitely agree with that. However, this movie is still just incredibly well made. If you were to force a gun to my head and rank this trilogy, I would have to do Midnight at number 3, Sunrise number 2, and Sunset at number 1. However, in my mind, they're all 1A, 1B, and 1C. They're all great. The main thread in Before Midnight is 9 years after the events of Before Sunset. Jesse and Celine are now married. They have children of their own. And, well, age begins to seemingly erode away at their perfect marriage. If I could say anything about this chapter of the Before trilogy, it is definitely the darkest. You see Jesse and Celine after spending entire years with each other instead of one evening or just a couple of hours before one of them has to go to the airport. And the movie ponders the question, did they truly make the right decision? In Before Sunset, you would think, oh, it was definitely the right decision for the two of them to get together. It says so in Before Sunrise. However, the movie also pitches you the question of, after everything that they did with Jesse leaving his wife and him hating, and she hating him, just everything that happens, did they forsake everyone just for themselves? That is one of the prevailing themes, and I thought it was explored very well. Ethan Hawke and Julie Delpy are, of course, great in this movie, with actually Julie Delpy giving the standout performance for me. There is a scene between the two of them where I'm just like, oh God, I hate to see this, because they had been in love for so long, and yet just when she straight up just tells him that I don't love you anymore, it's crushing.
I don't think I love you anymore.
You see actual visible tension between Jesse and Celine, and it's handled in a very tactful manner. It's not like these two sniping and bitching at each other. There are genuine things that they are like asking, like, whoa, wait, well, what about this? It's all handled in a pretty tasteful way. One of my favorite scenes in the movie is near the beginning, where the two are in the car and they're driving to the house that they've been staying at in Greece after Jesse has dropped his son off at the airport, and the two are just going back and forth about how Celine has just been offered a job at the French government, the place where she initially just didn't want to go. She had wanted to stay at the non-for-profit she had been in, but she didn't want to join the government because she thought she would be selling out. And Jesse's like, look, why don't you just go ahead and do it? But she's like, I don't want to sell out. I don't want to leave my children. So it's not a simple solution. It's complex, and it's explored very well. And also, like I said, definitely the darkest chapter in the trilogy, because they are a married couple now. And the reality of the situation is married couples do fight. That's just how it works, as far as I've seen and have been told. But it's all handled incredibly well. And yes, the traditional staples of the Before trilogy are here. The excellent dialogue, the beautiful cinematography. This actually had a bit of a higher budget this time around, and it was actually the highest grossing of the trilogy. which actually was very surprising to me in my research. And at the end of the day, I am going to give this an amazing grade. I think this is just the perfect romance trilogy, and the hype that I have seen around this has been more than well founded. Everything about this is just wonderful. It really is. Even the scenes where I was uncomfortable because I didn't want to see these two fight. It wasn't from a place of just, oh God, just please get it off the screen. It was a case of, I'm so invested in these two staying together that I don't want them to fall apart. But the movie does a good job of positing the reality that that might actually happen. Like I said, official ranking, if I had to have one, would be Midnight at number 3, Sunrise at number 2, Sunset at number 1. However, they're all excellent. Well, what did you all think of Before Midnight? Leave your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to read what you have to say about it. And starting next Sunday, I will be jumping back into the stuff that I usually talk about in these Sunday videos, the more harder edge stuff, for lack of a better term, as I just try to cram as much as I can in before Scary Mania starts proper. Starting next week, it is 1996's Trainspotting. But if you like this video, please be sure to leave a like, comment your thoughts down below, and if you like this video and you want to see more like it, hit the subscribe button and click the bell to allow notifications. That way, when a new video drops, you'll be the first to know about it. My name is Ryan Cam, and I'll see you in the next one.